Today is the day a section of I-64 East closes in Louisville. Beginning at 8 tonight, you will no longer have access to 64 pretty much from the junction to the Waterson. And that will last for the next 2 weeks. Road work finished on the westbound side earlier this week, a few days ahead of schedule. Transportation leaders say it was a smooth process for the most part, and they are hoping for the same outcome this time.
We saw some minor backups in the morning peak time. A little bit of backup on 71 southbound at the Waterson interchange because those were the two detour route key points. But I think there were some adjustments made from the traveling public after the first couple days. They realized what works for them and what may work better if they went around a little farther or they followed the rest of the traffic.
Again, those lanes shut down tonight at 8 o'clock. They will reopen July 1st. Your alternate routes are 71 or 65. Then you can hop on the Waterson and back onto 64 East from there. Also happening today, all eastbound lanes of I-64 on the Sherman-Minton Bridge will shut down. This will happen around 10 tonight and reopen at 5 a.m. Monday. The closure will allow crews to do some diamond grinding on the bridge and remove temporary support brackets. During this closure, you're advised to take I-265 to 65 there in Indiana. If these closures end anytime earlier than they're supposed to, we will let you know. Get those alerts sent straight to your phone by downloading the WHAS11 app. A new food truck full of fresh produce is coming to Broadway in an effort to address the food desert situation in West Louisville. Today at 1 o'clock, that truck will begin selling fresh produce at a discounted price to the community over at 21st and Broadway. The Think Tank and Colors featured newspaper will be there to talk about that purpose. Organizers say it'll be there daily from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and will also do home deliveries. Kentucky is seeing a decrease in drug overdose deaths for the first time in 5 years. That's according to a new report from the state. Take a look at the numbers on your screen. In 2022, more than 2,100 Kentuckians lost their lives from a drug overdose. That's down 5% from the year before, which you can see saw the highest number of deaths in the last 3 years. According to the report, 90% of these deaths involved opioids. The most used drug, fentanyl, which was responsible for nearly 73% of deaths nationwide. That report also indicated potent, inexpensive methamphetamine was also a significant factor. Governor Andy Beshear said looking at the numbers puts a lot into perspective.
Those are tough numbers. That means we've lost over 2,000 of our fellow Kentuckians. But there is hope, even in a number that tough. Because last year, Kentucky was one of only 8 states in the entire country that saw a significant decrease in overdose deaths.
Our Connor Steffen and photojournalist Ian Hardwood spoke to those working to put an end to this opioid epidemic across the Commonwealth.
According to this latest overdose fatality report in 2022, Kentucky was one of 8 states to see a notable decrease in overdose deaths.
There's always more we can do, but to have a 5% move is really, that's encouraging.
Marla Heibaugh with Louisville recovery program The Healing Place says the push behind this trend is twofold.
One is anytime you can have conversations, reduce the stigma, you're opening up a whole conversation and the ability to reach someone who needs help.
That includes the increase in accessibility to harm reduction tools like Narcan and fentanyl test strips.
I think the second reason is probably related to post-COVID availability of resources.
While figures have dropped, overdose deaths sit at a number double what it was a decade ago, seeing its peak coincide with the height of the pandemic.
You know, just thinking back to the call and when we got it, and it's just like it's just reliving it, I guess, all over again.
Tammy Boblet lost her son Chase to fentanyl poisoning during that peak period in June 2021.
That's his thumbprint.
She finds little solace in this year's report.
The problem is so bad. We are still losing people in our community all the time. People are dying every day.
The numbers prove, Boblet says, of the long road ahead. A daily effort toward ending a long-standing stigma. In Louisville, Connor Steffen, WHAS 11 on your side.
And as part of a national opioid settlement, Kentucky will receive $317 million to help fight this crisis. It'll come over the next 15 years, starting at the end of this year. The arrest of a wanted man came to a crazy end on the Ohio River Thursday when he attempted to run from police by swimming to Indiana. Today, 42-year-old Timothy Edison was back on dry land and in court facing a slew of charges. Today, he pleaded not guilty to all of them, including violent felonies like strangulation and assault. His bond now at $100,000. Take a look at these photos from LMPD. Police said Thursday they tried to conduct a traffic stop on Edison, who was again wanted for multiple felonies. They say he took off in his SUV, hitting several of their police cars, leading them to the Greenwood boat docks. And that is where police say he jumped into the water and started swimming. But more officers were waiting for him on the Indiana side. Eventually, police were able to pull Edison into their boat. Investigators have not said how 2 employees were electrocuted at GE's Appliance Park. Company officials told us the 2 people were treated by on-site medical teams and then taken to the hospital for further evaluation. Fern Creek's assistant fire chief said the 2 suffered minor to moderate injuries. The Department of Justice has just released its findings of a 2-year civil rights investigation into the Minneapolis Police Department. This is a similar investigation to the one conducted here with LMPD and Metro government. The DOJ found Minneapolis police have a pattern of violating constitutional rights and discriminating against Black and Native American people. The investigation was launched after the death of George Floyd. Investigators found the systemic problems, quote, made what happened to George Floyd possible. The police department agreed to enter a consent decree with the Justice Department to make those reforms. Prosecutors say the man charged with killing 2 girls in Delphi, Indiana, admitted to their murders multiple times while in jail. The Carroll County prosecutor said Richard Allen confessed 5 or 6 times to killing Liberty German and Abigail Williams. His defense attorney dismissed the statements and said more would be revealed at trial. His health was also discussed, and his defense requested a transfer to a nearby jail due to his frail condition. The judge will rule on those matters in the coming weeks. Allen's trial is set for January.